All right, one of those alternatives is to have a table where we have a set of rows that we're using to configure stuff, and we have a name. Usually I put in a type and a value, but I also want to limit that set of names to the actual configuration items, and the way that I usually go about doing this is with a check constraint that says that the names that you can have are a fixed set, so that the only way you can add a new configuration item is to actually alter the table's check constraint and then insert the value. And this gives you a configuration that is multiple rows so that you can have different types and different values. You notice I've got text, int, and boolean here for different types of configuration, but it also limits it to the same sort of thing where you can't just arbitrarily insert anything. Again, I'll use a set of triggers to prevent delete so that you get a consistent table for configuration. And there are a number of different kinds of things that you can do with this kind of model. We looked at recursive queries. Sometimes what you want to do is, you've got a certain fixed set at the top of a tree that you want to maintain. And you may say that within this set you cannot delete anything. But this gives you some ideas as to how you can go about having fixed data that is persistent, that people can't mangle. Mangling data, okay, I guess that's what databases are for, is, a wonderful thing, right up until it breaks your code. And to give you some idea of breaking code with mangling data as I sit here and run these things, is I did some work with an insurance company, and in that insurance company, we had the case of their primary database being down because, yes, somebody didn't check for valid values in an email field, and there was a special character typed in an email field. And we inserted 2 rows there. And that single special character, you can imagine how much effort there was in going through thousands of records to figure out what it was that caused the problem, resulted in breaking their entire data warehouse and days of downtime for stuff where they were basically running on paper records for a while. So, yeah, we create some triggers. We can't delete from it. This gives you some ideas of how to prevent delete. You can do the same sort of thing with update. If you look at how you prevent update, you can raise an exception under conditions when you're trying to prevent an update. But anytime you have a before trigger, you can stop the operation from happening with code in the trigger.